Hi kids, let me get the technology synced. Okay, what we're going to do in this video is this is going to be number 3 video that connects Windcar sailcloth, okay, and how you make your sail, all right, draw it on paper and stuff, okay. In this video, you will learn how to draw your sail to size. So in other words, you've already figured out the measurements for what you need, and you drew it on a piece of paper and you made a plan on here, okay? What you're going to do now is take this information and transfer it to your sailcloth, all right? So that when you're done, you can cut it out and you can wrap it onto the frame of your sail, mast, and boom, and you're good to go, all right? So anyways, let's get started. So we're gonna learn how to draw your sail to size, and at this point in time, you should not have your Windcar at your desk. In other words, I'm gonna look around, see if you're doing this, you should get rid of it because I don't want you tracing it, all right? You should have a piece of sailcloth and you should have a ruler and a pencil, all right? Now, here are the steps for drawing your sail, okay? You're going to get your piece of paper, your sailcloth, okay? And the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna place your sailcloth flat on your desk so that you have plenty of room for it to, so you can, you know, really work on it without anything in the way, okay? The next thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna draw the base of your triangle. Okay, you're gonna draw this inner base of the inside triangle, okay? So whatever that might be, you're gonna take that and you're gonna draw it on your paper, okay? Then what you will do is draw the height. So you'll look at the measurement that you need and you'll draw it on your sailcloth, okay? So whatever you came up with as your height, okay? All right, you'll draw it on there. Then what you'll do is you will draw the sides of your triangle, okay? So you will draw the sides of them, all right? And that at this point you have the inner side of your triangle. Now where it gets tricky is you're going to be putting a border around the actual triangle of your sail because you want this border to be able to fold over. This border is going to be 3 to 4 centimeters on each side, the base and the sides, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to draw a border. Now it's really, 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 really important that when you measure your border, okay, when you measure the border, okay, you want to make sure that you come straight off the sides there, okay? You want to make sure you come straight off the sides. You don't want to measure here. You don't want to measure there. You want to measure straight off so that everything is parallel, okay? Then, once you're done with that, okay, the next thing that you'll do is the final step is to draw your overlap border. So in other words, what you'll do is you'll use those dots, that's not very good, I didn't draw it on the dots, to actually draw your border, okay? And that border, whoa, that's not a very good border at all, okay? And so what you'll do is you'll draw your border, okay, like so, and then you will have the part that you can wrap around your sail. So the last and final step that you're going to do when you're making your sail design is make it bigger than what you need for the actual frame, okay? And you want it to go all the way around so that you have 3 to 4 centimeters that you can fold over, okay? Now, hopefully there'll be another video attached to the end of this video or one that you will watch in sequence with this one to help you with that. But anyways, once you're sure you understand how to do this, once this video is over, you will take the quiz, you will set up your sailcloth, you will draw your exact sail outline, then you will add your overlap boundary. So in other words, this is what you'll do, okay? You'll set your sailcloth up. You'll draw your exact sail outline. Okay, that's where the actual KNEX parts fit. Then you'll do the overlap border, which will fold over. And then, boop, you will take your sail to the teacher, and I will inspect it. You'll ask for scissors if I give you a thumbs up. And then you'll cut out your sailcloth and stow it for safekeeping. All right? All right. Well, good luck on this little project. Remember to measure twice, cut once. That's an old saying. Measure twice, be accurate, cut once. Bye, kids. Okay, kids. I hope this video is going to work out and it's at the end of the other video. If not, we've figured out how to get it to you. All right, so at this point in the process, you have your Windcar built and you have taken measurements for the size of the sail as well as the overlap for attaching the sail to the rigging and the boom, okay? So at this point in time, what you have on your desk is not this. This is not with you, okay? What you have is a ruler, your design for your sail, your string, and your tissue paper, your sailcloth. And what you're going to do, okay, is you are going to take your plan for the dimensions of your sail and transfer it to the sailcloth, okay, to the sailcloth. Now, obviously, the plan that you drew is not going to be the right size for your sail. That's why the measurements that you wrote down are the actual sizes that you need to cover the area that you need to cover, okay? So the dimensions that you wrote down on this paper are the dimensions you need to cover this. And if you don't feel comfortable with these, come back and see me and say, look, I want to start, do this over again and so then I will let you do that, okay? All right, but remember, you're only getting one piece of sailcloth and you won't be able to have this in front of you, okay? This will not be in front of you when you draw this on that, okay? In fact, you will draw this on that, cut this out, and then see if it fits. So that's kind of a test, kind of an assessment on what your measurement and area skills are all about, okay? So anyways, I'm going to show you how, even though I just explained to you how to draw this, I'm going to show you how to draw this on your sailcloth. I'm not going to use the actual sailcloth because I'm going to make sure I have enough for all of my students. I'm actually going to just use this big piece of paper that I put together for this purpose, okay? So anyways, here's the deal, all right? So the best thing to do is to start by drawing your actual triangle that fits the actual size of your triangle on your sail car, okay? So in this case, I took my measurements. These are not the correct measurements. I came up with these randomly to put it close, but these are not the right measurements. I'm just using them as a demonstration. So let's just say when I measured it, my measurements came out with a triangle with a base of 24 centimeters and a height of 32 centimeters. When I drew it, my two sides became 34 and 34. Okay, so I know it's symmetrical. I know it's an isosceles triangle. And then what I did was I measured out my 3 to 4 centimeters on the side, and I've got my parallel lines. I've kind of figured out what I need to do. Okay, so I'm going to take that and reference it as I draw. So the first thing I want to do is draw the base of my inner triangle. And in this case, I think it's going to be 24 centimeters. So what I'll do is I'll take my ruler and I'll simply draw my 24 centimeters, okay? So that's going to be the inside base for the sail, okay? So I draw that on there like so, okay? So once it's drawn on there, I'm good to go. Now what I'm going to do is I want to draw what I figured out to be 32 centimeters for the height. Now remember, I have to find the exact middle, which is 24 here, so I'm going to measure in 12, and that'll be my center point. Okay? And then if I wanted, I could use a piece of paper to make sure I'm going straight with a right angle. That's going to be really important, so I'll just put a mark right there. Now I know that when I go up, if I hit that mark, I'll be going the right height, and it'll be perpendicular. So this is 32 centimeters. That's a little bit longer than my ruler because it only goes to 30, so I'm going to have to be very careful here. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to, from here to here, is 30, and then I'm going to add 2 more, which puts me right there. So now I can draw my center. Now you're going to be using a pencil to draw this, so you've got to be real careful, because when you use a pencil on here, you don't want to rip this when you draw. Okay, so you've got to be real careful with that. All right, now if I measured everything correctly, if I measured my base and height correctly, these sides should come out at 34. So I'm going to do this, and this is where it gets tricky. You kind of have to say, okay, is this in line with that? I can use a pencil to kind of gauge it if I want and say, okay, that's pretty close. So I'm going to bring it down like so, and then extend my line like so. All right? And then on the other side, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to kind of eyeball it. And some of us are really skilled at eyeballing stuff like this, and some of us aren't. But either way, you can develop tricks for figuring out. Okay, so there we go. So now I have the actual sail, the inner triangle that would go exactly on the perimeter of my sail triangle. Okay, so now the next thing that we need to do is we need to measure the overlap, okay? The overlapping border that will fold over top and sides so that our sail will stay on there. Remember, it should be this border should be 3 to 4 centimeters, I believe. All right, 3 to 4 extra centimeters, I believe. It might be 2 to 3, whatever you were told, okay? You should have at least that many centimeters, all right? So what I'm going to do is, remember, now once your inner triangle is done, this is the most important triangle that you get. If you get this 100% right, then it'll make getting this outside one very easy. And the other thing is, notice that my line segments overlap and they make like a little intersection here. That's okay, because we will cut those off when we cut out our sailcloth, all right? So those don't matter, but that way we're sure we've got the correct size. So here we go. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure off the bottom. I'm going to measure off 4 centimeters, okay? That way I get my extra overlap. So I'm going to measure 4 centimeters. And notice how I'm coming straight down. I'm going to measure 4 centimeters. I'll turn my ruler. I'm doing inner measures, okay? So anyways, once I have those done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my parallel line segment. Now notice when I draw this, I'm just going to draw it real long, okay? I'm going to draw it real long. I'm going to go way over here because I want to be sure to catch this line segment and that line segment along this line segment, okay? So now I have my border that I can wrap from the bottom. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my borders along the sides. You cannot just measure like this, 3 to 4 centimeters. That's not going to do it. You have to measure perpendicular so that it's parallel, okay? So you have to measure at a right angle. All right, so I'm going with 4 because I want to have plenty of room. And I'm going to make myself 3 measurements because I know the ruler is not going to be long enough. Okay, and when I draw this, I'm going to hold my ruler, okay, like so, and you'll see that I'm going to go all the way down. And go all the way down, and I create an intersection with the base along the side. So now I'm going to go all the way up, okay? And I'm going to make sure that when I go all the way up, I want to make sure that I go all the way up and that it travels past the tip of my triangle, okay? So now I'm going to measure 4 centimeters over here. I'm going to measure 4 centimeters over here. I hope it is 3 to 4. 3 to 4 works well for me. Now, these measurements from here to here, you can adjust them a little bit, okay? The important one is this inside triangle, okay? So I've got my measurements. I'm going to put another one right here so I can make sure that I'm running parallel. Again, straight off the side, not like this, at a 90-degree angle. And so I'll bring this down here like so. And notice how I'm going to start past my line so I get an intersection, just like so. Okay? And then I'll continue right on up above. Okay? And you'll notice that I'm going to cross right over there. Okay, so I crossed right over there. All right, so at this point in time, you're done. And when you put your sail on, your frame for your sail, it should fit on there exactly within here and be able to fold over, okay? Now, I'm going to show you the string in case that wasn't real clear on the video, okay? Actually, no, you're good. I'll show you the string another time. All right, there we go. Good luck.